Hello there, you awakening wonders. Thanks for joining me today for Stay Free with Russell Brand. Certainly, there will be no free Palestine. Let's see if we get a free Palestine out of Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, Jerry Seinfeld.
What up, Seinfeld? What up? Can we get a free Palestine? Can we get a free Palestine? Come on, give us one free Palestine.
It doesn't exist.
Whatever you think about the complex issue of Israel and Palestine, note that we are all now living in a kind of matrix world where everyone is an agent, everyone's in the media, everybody's making content, everyone's filming you. As a famous person, you used to once have to worry about paparazzi. Now the world is paparazzi. It's a weird experience if you've never had it. They're kind of like locusts crawling around you. They're a dark force. I tell you that it's not for the benefit of our kind that everyone is recording each other all of the time and trying to trip each other up, and that every other news item is a murder or a stabbing, someone filming some brutality, or a complex geopolitical historical story that includes genocide and brutality and negligence and evil. I don't know what the solution is going to be. Over the course of the show today, we're going to be talking a bit about Michael Jackson. Contemptible paedophile or brilliant genius? Let me know in the comments and chat. Personally, I'm not sure that guy operated on a sexual plane, but, you know, there is a Netflix documentary condemning him, but then I've had documentaries condemning me that are full of, well, I've got a trial, and it seems that half of the people involved in that trial, well, not even half, actually, I'm not allowed to talk about those things. But I can talk about Michael Jackson, and then we can talk together about whether or not Michael Jackson is innocent or guilty. On the subject of UK politics, which we're going to talk about for a little while before our interview in a minute, and you're going to love that interview. The Green Party are one of the beneficiaries of the changing political landscape. In your country, the wave that brought Trump into power created ripples elsewhere that brought Mamdani to New York. I see that, I suppose, in a strange way, as a benefit of living in a democracy, that you might have people that are conservative, is that how you describe Trump? Or nationalist, is that how you describe Trump? Or you might have people that are socialist, is that how you describe Mamdani? The Green Party, in addition to nationalist parties like Reform or Restore in the UK, are seeing an increase in support as people finally and belatedly recognise that the two main institutional parties, in my country that's the Conservative Party and Labour Party, have no credibility, have no viability, are unelectable stooges and servants of the globalist imperial system that will soon control whatever parties grow in power and influence as a result of forthcoming elections. It's a way off in my country. Anyway, the Green Party are a kind of left-wing party, you might say a woke party, you might say in some regards a good, compassionate party that care about the environment. We should all care about the environment, obviously, and care about vulnerable people. We should all care about vulnerable people. We're all vulnerable people. We're all ending up in the same place if we don't quickly repent and turn towards the everlasting light that transcends our limited senses. I mean, just by wearing these glasses, everything looks different. So how permanent can sensory reality be if it can be so easily inflicted and altered? Let me know what you think about that in the comments and chat. And if you don't have Rumble Premium yet, get Rumble Premium now. You get additional content from me and from so many others. Remember, my book, How to Become a Christian, is available now. Here's a bit of it read at random. Sky is an expanse of hope, new horizons and new realms. Some water flows, some water, vapor is suspended in air. That's some commentary there on Genesis 1:6. If the Lord can create the world in 7 days, surely you can change your life in 7 days, particularly if you've had enough of the world as it is, and who among us hasn't? And if you're living in the UK, you have particular cause for concern. The political diorama continues to unfurl and unfold. This is a moment where a Reform candidate and a Green candidate clashed over the subject of immigration, a very contentious subject in the United Kingdom right now. Rob Kenyon, who I believe is a Reform representative, argued rationally and with some numerical reliability, one would assume that more people means greater housing demand. And the Green Party's Sarah Wakefield has made a facial expression that's become a meme. Now, I've been a meme once or twice in my time, and there's no greater honour. Let's have a look at Sarah Wakefield's facial expression, and let me know in the comments and chat where you stand on this difficult subject of migration. How is it being used to divide us and exploit us? How is it being used to protect the powerful as they continue to benefit from our endless quarrelling?
Is that the idea of blaming our housing crisis on immigration is absolutely wild to me, actually.
But that says more about you because we've got an extra 10, 20 million people come in the country.
Do you think that
I see this now, I wonder if this is I might see this as an indication of an advancing spiritual state, but it could equally be a kind of delirium. I sort of see it like a puppet show, like Punch and Judy, or like sock puppets. You know, like that woman represents a certain type of mentality, sort of like, you know, beyond what she's saying. Her facial expression is like, I know that mood. I remember it from school. And even the guy as well, I know that mood. All right, love, come on. Like, it's like they're archetypes. Like, it's like an archetypal energy. It's just sort of outpouring and flowing through. Now, on the issue of housing and migration, there's a simple solution. Have continual referenda on every single subject. Ask constituents of various boroughs and districts what they want, then what they vote for. Using technology, simply deploy. Get rid of government and have instead administration. Public officials become public servants. They're not allowed to financially benefit in the outrageous ways that someone like Nancy Pelosi has. Strip away the glamour and the ideology from politics. Make it purely about the administration of resources. That's the idea. That's the idea that we can continue to tell you, because when you remain within the limited paradigm of people that just pull faces on television, you're not going to get any meaningful results. Whether you vote for Reform or the Green Party, you're remaining in too small of a box. You're in a small box. Break out of that box. Do you not know that the most powerful interest in the world, donate to both and all parties? And if there is a sort of a minor adjustment that is no longer Labour and Conservative, but it's instead Green and Reform, I wonder if those same interests will go, hey, it's not Labour and Conservative anymore, it's Reform and Green. So these are the people that we have to control in a number of insidious ways, whether that's compromising them in the way that the Epstein files reveals has been going on for ages, or just through bureaucratic inertia, or global institutions, or commercial incentives. You have to know, you have to, like me, know that what the COVID pandemic revealed is that there are global imperial forces that ultimately determine the trajectory of world power and the world's resources. It's obvious, you know it already, and if you do know it, why are you arguing about identity politics and race and ideology? It's ridiculous. It's over. Stop doing it. Let's watch a bit more of this puppet show.
Do you not think an extra 10 million people is going to have an effect on housing?
Do you think that if we lock down our borders, we're going to solve the housing crisis?
Well,
is that going to solve it?
The thing is, the more people you have in a country, the more houses you're going to need. I know it might sound...
He's really good at explaining things like this, isn't he?
Okay, we can't make this content without the support of our partners. Here's a message from one now. Have you been using old-fashioned money, you square? What, coins, bits of paper? Who are you? Benjamin Franklin? Who are you? That lady what sewed stars on a flag? Get a grip. It ain't the old days no more. What are you going to do next? Barter and trade?
Trade? I've been saving up for special trade.
Offer someone a cupcake in exchange for them making you a shelf? What are you, Amish? Are you Amish? If you're going to be Amish, be blockchain Amish. The system is coming for you. Protect your money. Get a Rumble wallet right now. If you've got a Rumble wallet, you can trade, you can interact, you can support protests that the British government, for example, and the Canadian government would ban you from participating in. Trudeau, I've seen the photos. You're Fidel Castro. And what are you doing with my ex-wife?
Something that I deeply, deeply regret.
Get yourself a Rumble wallet, cancel all debt, let's have a debt jubilee, ban usury, break down any systems of corruption and control. Start with Rumble wallet. There's a link in the description. Use the code BRAND10 and you will get $10 in US stablecoin. It's got its own symbol. Look, there's its little symbol. And MoonPay have teamed up with Rumble to make this all the more simple. You can use it, in fact, to support me.
You can tip your Fumble creators. I heard on
I won't call it that ever again. That was an error. It was regrettable. It was a mistake. And you caused me to do it by moving in my peripheral vision. That's right. I own the edges of my vision as well as the centre. All right, so there it is. It's everything you've ever needed or wanted and more. Praise Jesus.
Yeah. I'll make sure. Yeah. Using immigration on the issue of housing, I think is absolutely.
Are you saying it has no impact on housing?
I think Andy wanted to come in.
See that dude? He has got a much better understanding, I would suggest, of the mood of the UK right now. What I see of it, it appears to me that people are just really exhausted and pissed off. That there's a kind of a drain, a repression, a compression. It could explode at any moment. And migration is one of the locusts of attention. Housing is another of them. People are just... You'd probably be better off in a Soviet country where they go, there's your house, there's your job, there's your car, shut your mouth, eat your gruel. Because the UK has become like ugly and contentious and disgusting. Not everywhere and not for everyone. But when it comes to the sort of low ceiling of expectation, hope, optimism, spiritual connection, meaning in your life, purpose, identity, all that thing's just out the window. Almost the most exciting and best thing you could do is go out and protest over the latest murder of some little child or person walking through the street by a Somali refugee. So at least there's some energy in it, derived from tragedy, admittedly, but at least it's something, because you're not going to get anything else out of the world. And people, I think, are waking up to that this sort of endless chain of consuming, of acquiring the latest phone or hanging around some bar, drinking expensive alcohol to deaden your senses for half hour or hour or so before watching a World Cup that's been diluted to the level where it's about as effective as the piss weak alcohol they sell you. This is a country in ideological crisis, and you're not going to solve that by changing the hues of the political inflection. The hues or political inflections, green, reform, purple, beige. It don't matter who you put in those institutions. The institutions, by their nature, can you see what I'm miming, is a box. They can't break out of the box, and they never will. We have to do it for them. Indeed, you have to create a political system where both that common sense bloke and the lady there from the Greens, who I'm struggling to find adjectives for, let's say well-meaning woman, like that they can operate. If they're called into public service, good, have them do public service. Public service is boring, and it should be boring. It should be about, this is when trash gets collected, this is how much money we have for potholes in the road, these people here really desperately want to help refugees, so can we divert some of our funding into refugee hospital. But these people over here, they've voted to have no refugees in their entire community, so we don't need a budget for it there. Everything should be decentralised. It's possible. It ends the fuel. Do you not see? It's like a sun. It's like a black sun. Centralised, corrupt, fallen forces, false light. All of it is all in here, and some of it, that's the Bible, and some of it is in here. This book is available now. Click the link in the description. If you want the audio book of me reading it, you can have it for free, just to let you know that I'm not motivated by profit, at least not spelt with an F anymore. Let's get back to that puppet show.
I think Andy wanted to come in.
Do you want to just answer that question, Rob? Do you think it
does immigration have an effect on housing?
Whoever lives in this country.
That's the British people sat there, and they're people that have bothered to go to a record of a political programme. Look how can't you read their faces and read their minds? They're thinking, oh, fuck off. I've been on that show, that Question Time show, because I remember I've been in this system. I've been a participant in it. That's a television show. All that, even that, they're pretending to care. It's a TV programme. They're just looking for memes and clicks and clips, like everyone. Like the BBC's all full of pomp. It's the BBC, they defended and protected paedophiles, right? That's a matter of common knowledge. They have a near confiscatory, or at least mandatory tax that funds them. They support the government. They lie about war. Their days are numbered. They know that. Everyone knows that these systems are collapsing, and the only way to sustain them, even temporarily, is to demand that they are required because the country is in so much crisis. They all benefit from a state of crisis. Established institutions benefit from crisis, because when there is a period of ease, people start to not be dependent, for example, on state or welfare, not dependent on sort of crisis information. The BBC never had it so good as in the COVID crisis. You cannot trust them. Look at the audience of people that have bothered to turn up. They still, it looks to me at least, feel a degree of contempt for probably all of the politicians, and in my view they're right to, not because of the individual characters of either the lady that did the face or the man with the sort of easy common sense rhetoric. but because the system that they're participating in is so deeply, deeply corrupt that by the time you get into it, you're in trouble. That's not to say there aren't brilliant people in it. There are, but they're not going to get anywhere while they are in it.
This country has an impact on housing, of course.
All right.
The numbers of people in a country. That's not necessarily to do with immigration.
Let me let Andy answer this question. So I just want to say, incidentally,
I just want to say, all right, so this is the, oh dear, that's the meme. That's the meme, sort of like the facial review sickness. All right, they tried to re-own it. So this lady's the Bradford Green Party representative, and she's like, what? Like they're trying to sort of own it kind of thing. But lots of people, the majority of people don't agree with it. Oh dear, it's not good. Is this the same lady? So this is the same, oh dear. What it is she's walked into the midst of things, and now we're going to discover if she's equipped to cope in the furnace of public life. Let's see if she can handle it.
I mean, you look at the Green Party politics, I think it make the country a hell of a lot more dangerous with drugs on the streets and no prisons. So when when the Green candidate is telling us
are the Green Party suggesting no prisons?
They're one of them.
There's a lot of them faces. You want to work on that, huh?
No prisons.
One of them did in Scotland.
It's not just Henry's parents that are worried about their son, and it's every single parent of a son, a daughter who's worried and calling them up and saying, make sure you take the safe way home tonight. Make sure you're with a friend because we don't know what's going to happen on our streets.
I know what'll solve that. Importing more people that could have been in the Taliban.
And I know for a fact that friends and neighbours are having those conversations with their children. And that is something I do not believe we stand for as a country. I believe we are a country that is tolerant.
In a just society, you would just tell this bitch to shut up and get off the stage. This is the only point in, as far as I know, all of human history that we're even listening to this. This is such a colossal waste of everybody's time to listen to this slop.
I would add to that both sides of the conversation, though, because the whole thing is just entertainment. It's not there to do anything other than entertain you and distract you. It's not there to inform you. That's one of the first lies and one of the primary lies they tell. The leader of the Conservative Party that seems to be becoming increasingly redundant in British politics is Kemi Badenoch. Here she is talking about two-tier policing and unfair treatment. Divided Britain. It's never been more divided, but division is precisely what's required, at least if you see decentralisation as division. Let people run their cities democratically. Let people run their communities and their boroughs democratically. The only way that you can insist that there's a requirement for centralised government is with the assumption that people are too stupid to run their own lives. And sometimes it does seem like that's the case. The problem is the people that we're charging with and paying to run it are at best stupid and at worst extraordinarily pernicious.
Thank you very much. You just said you don't need to think about this stuff, you should just know. What would you say to the people that are listening to you today and think, if you don't put this duty on public bodies to actively think about it, what you might be doing is damaging the cause of people who have faced discrimination for decades? And can I ask, when you...
That's too boring for me to watch. I'm sorry, it was too boring. I got too bored. It was too British, it was too boring. It bored me so badly. I nearly drank a whole bottle of Methylene Blue. Hey, by the way, if you subscribe to Reborn products, they're really good for you, man. Creatine, I'm super lean. Methylene Blue, I'm sharp, man. I'm sharp enough to absorb this crap. Methylene Blue, red lights and red light technology. Whoa!
Oh,
now you're talking.
With a little urine?
No urine,
No,
Jake.
I thought we were doing that on subscription.
For subscription, I will sell you just a little tincture of piddle. Oh, Rusty's tincture piddle available now. No, Jonathan Otto's Red Life. That's amazing stuff. You could be laying back, listening to Jake Smith's new album. Link in the description. Bad Days Behind. Bad gays behind. Queuing up, lining up behind Jake, knowing an opportunity is there waiting. I'm not homophobic. I love everybody. I don't care. It's just an opportunity to torment Jake. He's from the south. He's susceptible to that kind of ridicule. Get yourself some Methylene Blue. Why don't you? Okay, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Annie, are you okay? What about Kanye West? Do you ever see that thing where Kanye West goes, when I was a kid, I was like, I don't think she is okay. Like, she's not okay.
That's the logical response.
Yeah. I don't think she is okay. Kanye West has a beautiful childlike quality, Some of his songs have caused controversy. Let's face it. But who is more controversial than Pop's king? Pop's now sadly departed king, Michael Jackson.
You're confident. You're strong. You're beautiful. You're the greatest of all time.
Let me tell you something. In this life, you're either a winner or you're a loser. Y'all want to work in a steel mill like me for the rest of your days?
No, sir.
Yeah, because I sure as hell don't. Y'all willing to fight for it?
Yes, sir.
I need to hear you a little louder. Y'all willing to fight for it?
Yes, sir.
Ready whenever you are, Michael.
Do you know what I'm after?
You want to be the biggest star in the world?
We need to capitalize on Michael's success. Because the Jackson family is the brand. That's our Coca-Cola. And we need to start selling. So I'm planning an international tour. This is just the beginning.
I need to think.
I told you what to think.
I love my family, but I just want to do my own thing. Just have all these ideas in my head. Just gotta get them out.
And do it, Michael. Not a little boy anymore.
Michael, I knew you were different the moment you were born. You have a very special life. I believe music can change the world. Spread love, joy, and peace. That is what I want the world to feel. Magic.
A hagiographic biography has been released, and frankly, it's good. Firstly, it's good because the lad that's playing him, Jamal, they say his name Jafar.
Jafar.
That boy is like, I thought you can't get over the threshold. Michael Jackson's too weird, too unusual, whether you love him or don't love him. And I actually love Michael Jackson. He's so strange that someone can't play him in a film. But the lad Jafar plays him tight. Yeah. It's like from the first second you see him, you're like, oh, that's Michael Jackson.
That's Michael.
No problem. Got it.
And then as the nose changes, it's like, that's Michael Moore. That's him.
You enjoyed that, did you, watching the nose getting chiseled out?
I did, because it was natural. A natural change.
Like natural progression of Michael's nose. Well, what I liked was the innocence and the genius, and that Michael Jackson was a bringer of light, a sort of oddly apolitical figure, though of course the film does frame the time he intervened in LA gangs with his wonderful innocence, and he had got quite kind of a Christ-like quality in a way, like he's set apart. He has sort of a divine and blessed countenance, Michael Jackson. Now, of course, his later life, well, not covered by the film, understandably, was beset by allegation, accusation, rumour, gossip and condemnation. And what I felt like the film when I saw it was, oh no, this tells you, even though it's not like this isn't like Goodfellas or The Matrix, it's not, but it ain't even like something like Rocket Man, a more expressive biographical film. But Michael Jackson was, I think, a peerless genius as an entertainer, like maybe the best entertainer the world has ever seen. It might be like, I mean, who's up there? Elvis, Prince? I mean, who's like the dancing, the singing, the creativity, the just otherness of him. He has an otherness. And I thought in scenes like where his mum says to him, you're not like other boys, Michael, you never were. Or when he wants to play Twister with his brothers and they don't want to play because they're adults now and they're married and having sex with adult human females, like, but he's like, oh, you guys are no fun anymore. And like me, I've had a lot of my opinions have been cast, I reckon, by South Park. I really love South Park. I love those guys. So when, like, you know, like you maybe, when they handled the pandemic in the way they did, I was like, because when they did the Michael Jackson episodes, that really made me think, yeah, they've got Michael Jackson. Yes, ignorant, why you don't want to climb a tree? And any man that wants to hang out with kids, well, why would you want to? And would you let your kids... maybe you would get bowled over. I mean, I really feel like I would not let my kids sleep in a room with an adult man, no matter how much of a genius he was. That's what I reckon. But when you see him, I don't know, man. I feel like he was on a plane of innocence. Now, my mate Joe, who you guys know, did tell me that in that Netflix documentary, there are people saying, like bodyguards and that, saying, well, I went in the shower and he was... he was, sadly, one has to say, performing a sex act on a child. So that is an eyewitness account, which it is a type of evidence. But it's on a TV show. And believe me, I know that a documentary is a TV show. That is not a fact. It's a TV show. But, an eyewitness is an eyewitness, and that's a type of evidence. Evidence is important in these matters. So, but what I feel about Michael Jackson, watching the movie, and you can't, obviously it's a biography about a real person, so you can't review the movie without reviewing the man. And what the movie did so well is it gave us a chance to look at Michael Jackson once again as what I believe he was, a genius, a very unusual genius who did some unusual stuff. But my prayer, at least, is, and so far he's been found not guilty whenever he stood trial, and now he's dead, God rest his eternal soul. My belief is that he's not a person that operated on that bandwidth, that he was an innocent, that he was a kind of an innocent. But hey, that's a controversy that other people can handle. What is not controversial is that the light came through him. And this, I can tell you, is that when someone has a propensity to bring light and love, and even in the most generalised way, says things like, heal the world and we're all one and it don't matter if you're black or white. He's hardly Foucault, he's hardly Marx, he's hardly Sartre or Camus, he's not even Jordan Peterson or me and you. He's an otherworldly character. But isn't that sad that even generalized love and kindness is seen as otherworldly? What do we think of ourselves that even the word matter, the most solid thing, the word from which the mother is derived, means things that are solid? What matters is what's solid, not, as quantum physics would seem to suggest, that which creates matter, abides in matter, precedes matter, transcends matter. Hey, complicated. But when someone can carry that and hold that in song, in peculiar parody, in taking the pulse of a nation, then I think you have to call them what they are, a genius. And you can see how the culture responds to them. Commodify them and monetize them. And if that stops working, destroy them. And heaven forbid that someone should wake up in their pod like Michael Jackson did and start talking about, hey, these people are telling me this and this is corrupt. So yeah, no one will ever really know the story of Michael Jackson's private life, and perhaps blessedly now, after dependency on prescribed drugs and stuff, he's no longer with us. But what I feel is that Michael Jackson was destroyed by his genius, both inwardly to a degree, because he could never be at ease with himself, and outwardly by a culture that is dark. There's a darkness in the entertainment industry that destroys light, because light illuminates us all, lights up our hearts, gives us all hope, gives us all joy. And I know that the most powerful institutions, systems, elites and individuals benefit from us hating one another, regarding everyone as if someone's great, oh, they're a paedophile, Martin Luther King was this, Gandhi was that, Michael Jackson, like anyone and everyone that does anything unusual or brilliant, there's a reason why we should hate them, because they want you to hate yourself. They don't even want avatars or examples of greatness. They want us to live in a kind of perpetual drudgery of hopelessness and despair, because then the best you're going to get is a pint of beer or a shot of smack or a hit on a pipe or a wank. And that's exactly where they want you. They want you in a metaverse. They want you locked in, bolted down in some sort of virtual reality headset with piped in perennial advertising on a universal basic income dependent on their false system. And Michael Jackson, for all of his innocence in his simple brilliance, showed us that love and light and God are real. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and chat? Maybe you think he was a paedophile. My prayer is that he wasn't. I like to believe in the beauty and the greatness of people, but truth and justice are what they are. Let's pray for them all, for all of us. Do you know that me and my wife Laura, every single Sunday we do Sunday service. We sit together, we read the Bible, we muck about, we have a laugh, we're honest. And what we try and do is make God, the God that has saved our lives, accessible to you, at least for the duration of the podcast. But my prayer is beyond that. Have a look. No Independent Self by Norman Grubb begins with his treatise in a single paragraph. Check this out if you're a Christian. Check this out if you're a non-Christian, because it's a pretty profound statement, particularly for someone like me who was fascinated and infatuated and adored both the journeys that one can undertake with the use of psychedelics, although really, I mean, I'm saying that as if I was hanging out of a shaman in the Amazon. I was at a bus stop in Grays, Essex, chewing acid tabs, or in squats in New Cross, South East London, doing acid with my mates, scared out of my wits, thinking that the boiler on the wall was melting. Boiler, AC unit, I guess is an American word for boiler. Do they have the word boiler?
Yeah, I think they do. It's a boiler.
I've never heard an American say boiler. Hey, the boiler's broke. They don't say boiler. So it's an English word.
I don't know them, but it's no, it's not an AC unit. It's the exact opposite of an AC unit.
Can an AC unit have an opposite, a DC unit? The basis of our total truth, says Norman Grubb. Hey up. The basis of our total truth, which we're taking to the whole church in the whole world, is that the human self has no nature of its own. It is the expresser of a deity nature, a God nature. Whether the nature of the false deity, the spirit of error, or the true deity, the spirit of truth, 1 John 4:6. Because we have all become accustomed to speaking of ourselves as having a human nature, it may make it clearer if we speak of the self as never being an independent self. It has never been a self-operating self, and thus has never operated by expressing a nature of its own. Pause. Norman Grubb is here claiming, and it's a claim